Perfect.
Who better than Derrick, Pat, Andrew, the wrestling crew? Man, they bout to put an end to y'all careers like a finishing move. They bout to give y'all facts on these cats that's fighting on these mats. Y'all can't see them like John Cena. Even if y'all had 20/20 vision, y'all better listen, pay attention, and take notes down and realize that it's not your time now. And watch these three kings take the crown. Ay, ay.
Oh, this is the Panda Man from Panda Land, Falaba. You're listening to Andrew, Pat, and Rocky. Wrestling IQ 101. Oh.
Hey guys, this is Andrew from Wrestling IQ 101, and joining me today is Gino Gotts. How's it going?
Hey Andrew, what do you hear? What do you say?
So Gino, how do you inspire the Taboo Crew?
The Taboo Crew, I know you know, we're around a lot of strong females, but there's one strongest female that I have been lucky enough to meet and befriend, and her name is Sammy. And Sammy Strong is the most inspirational, bravest, toughest little girl on the planet.
So, Gino, who's donated to this great cause?
So, Sammy is a 9-year-old girl. She is born and raised in New Jersey. She is a huge wrestling fan, which is how I was able to find out her story and link up with her. She has a rare form of kidney cancer. It's called Wilms tumor disease, and she's just basically kicking its ass. And I told her that when she turns 21, she's going to have a drink with Dino. Don't worry, because I'm still going to be 28, no matter, how many years pass. So we'll be fine. People that have donated, her favorite wrestler on the planet, after, Gino Gotts, of course, is Bailey. Mm-hmm. Bailey has been great. She's tweeted her. She sent her a video. She wrote her name, she wrote Sammy's name on one of Bailey's wristbands, wore it out to the ring. So Bailey's been super awesome. I was able to meet Jake the Snake Roberts at a local Wrestle Pro show, talk to him about Sammy and her story. And Jake also battled cancer and fought back. Himself, he donated, I'm not going to give you a monetary amount, but way more than, he needed to. Mm-hmm. And he also sent Sammy a personal video hyping her up and telling her to get well, and he'll see her as soon as she's better. Rosemary, she signed an autograph and sent that to her, along with the Wrestle Pro roster, the Creative Pro roster. Kurt Hawkins sent a giant gift basket with a Finn Balor wrestling buddy. We got her a ton of autographs, just a boatload of T-shirts, just anything we can do to tell her thank you for inspiring us, because she is way stronger and way tougher than I ever would have been in her situation. So she is my inspiration to get through whatever little thing I got to get through my day.
Yeah, Gino, that's very inspiring. And where can people donate if they want to help?
If you see myself, or if you see Casey Cattell, if you see one of us at an indie show anywhere, I will be selling the Sammy Strong, Ultimate Warrior, Wilms Tumor Warrior, Fight Like a Kid stickers for $2. All the proceeds will go straight to Sammy's family. Her mother Teresa, her siblings Ben and Mara, her whole family, help them, support them, and help them pay their bills, because this is just a fight that no family should have to endure by themselves. If you see Casey, she might have some stickers. If not, just, give her a donation, give her your address. I'll be sure to ship some out to her. You can also go on the internet, the interwebs, www.gofundme.com/Sammy-Strong. And you can donate right there. If you put Wrestling IQ in the name drop, I will certainly look that up and make sure you guys get all the shout-outs and credit in the world, and just personally thank every single one of you.
That's awesome, Gino. So remember, guys, fight like a kid, and you can see Gino at any upcoming Wrestle Pro shows if you'd like to donate. Thanks, Gino, for taking the time out and inspiring all of us to help out a little girl.
Thank you, Andrew. I really appreciate this time for us to get the word out. And as soon as I get word from Sammy, I will shoot that over to you, and you can broadcast that to your fans.
Thanks,
man.
man.
I know she is currently listening right now, which is half the reason I haven't said any curse words.
Well, Gino, thanks again, and we'll continue to help fight. So,
thank you, buddy.
Bada boom, realest guys in the room. How you doing?
hey guys, welcome back to another edition of Wrestling IQ 101. Today I'm sitting with Coach D, Dylan Stiffwood. How's it going?
It's going pretty good, man. It's going pretty good. By the way, it's your pleasure having me on. You know.
Oh, that's.
No, it's all going really good, pal. What's going on?
Oh, not much, man. I'm excited that you finally made it on.
Yeah, I'm sorry. My schedule's just been so crazy lately, running all over the place. But I'm glad to be on, man. This is, I got to be honest with you, one of my favorite podcasts there is.
Oh, thank you, man. So, Coach, talk about how you became a wrestling fan.
Oh, my God. It goes back, we're going to go back, way into the early 90s. I was an Ultimate Warrior fan, like most people my age.
Mm-hmm.
And, yeah, I'm old, but that's okay. But, and I was out in Arizona on business, and being a wrestling fan from watching it over and over, I decided to rent a car and drive out to Warrior's gym, and, not expecting to see him or just to see the place.
Mm-hmm.
And, I drive out there, and he was out in Scottsdale. I walk in, and there he is. I mean, larger than life. And he's standing behind the desk. And he looks at me and he says, can I help you, brother? And I looked at him. I said, no, man, you're you. He says, yeah, and you're you. And, we got to talking. And that just really boosted my whole wrestling interest. So that's really kind of how I got started, out there on my own.
Okay, nice. So, how did you get hooked up with Wrestle Pro?
Oh, wow. Wrestle Pro is, as most people know, probably the best independent network out there. And I've done work with a lot of different independent networks, but by far Wrestle Pro is the best. I would say it kind of happened by accident. I was in the gym training, and I ran into Mike Dell. Mm-hmm. And Dell recognized me, and he said to me, hey, man, have you ever thought about coming over to Wrestle Pro? And I said, not really. I was doing my thing, and it just kind of happened. Just like one of those things that was bound to happen. And everything really went when Ashley Massaro from WWE kind of walked out. Mm-hmm. And Wrestle Pro told her, hey, you know what? This is the second time. See you later. Have a wonderful life. Mm-hmm. And I kind of slid in Ashley's place as Dell's manager, and things took off.
Yeah, how was it working with him? Because he's such a great athlete.
Mike Dell is awesome. I got to tell you. Yeah. Of all the guys that I've seen out there in the independents and all, I've been around a while. I guess you may call me a Dell Mark.
Okay.
But it's great working with Del because not only in the ring, but on the microphone, he's awesome. But in the ring, he knows how to run a match, and he knows how to slow it down, pick it up. If the crowd isn't, responding, how to get the crowd to respond. So I have to say, I love working with Mike Del.
Were you devastated?
Really do.
Were you devastated when they pulled you guys apart?
I was devastated. Isn't the word?
Mm-hmm.
I was kind of pissed off, really.
Okay.
Because we had just such a good chemistry, and the way that Buck put together the whole Stiffwood Beach, Dylan Stiffwood lifeguard, it just gelled. And his personality and mine gelled so much to the point we became workout partners.
Oh, nice.
So, yeah. And evidently it worked because when we did break up, I don't know if you recall the match, it was an open challenge that I made for Del, and they brought out the champion from Hulk Hogan's Micro Wrestling.
Yeah.
And everything just kind of went crazy. And Del lost the match, and he just said, okay, I'm done. I'm done. I don't want it anymore. And the whole crowd just broke out into the, hey, na-na-na-na, goodbye chant. And as great as it was, it kind of closed the chapter that I really miss.
Yeah. I mean, most recently he was on TLC. Did you watch that?
I did watch that. And if anyone else saw it, they definitely know what I'm talking about when I say his mic skills are awesome. When he turned around and looks at the Miz and says, and this ain't no Miz TV, I almost fell over. I was like, oh, man. And I do know, and, I'm not at liberty to say who, but there are a lot of other independents now trying to get Del to come back as the lifeguard.
Man.
And kudos to him, man, because he did a great job. What did you think of it?
I thought it was great. I've got to see him wrestle a couple times in the past as, Mike Del with the Delavision. And I have to agree, man, he's spectacular,
Yeah, he really is. When you can get a crowd that involved and that emotionally involved, be it on a positive or a negative, you have something going. You're either going to amp them up, which he does, or you're going to get them to hate you, which he does. Yeah. And I got to tell you this, I miss our signature move, which was the Stiffwood surfboard. I miss it a lot. I know he'll still use the sunblock in television, but I miss the surfboard big time.
Man. Well, hopefully you guys, can reunite or something like that soon.
You know what? Let me just say, you never know. Yeah. And especially in professional wrestling, you never know. You really don't. And I have a lot of good things going on, mainly with Wrestle Pro, and I got to give kudos to KM, Kevin Matthews, also to Pat Buck, Danny Moss, and Mario Bocara, because these guys are not only really good when it comes to working as a trainer, but really, really good with the crowd and with the fans. They're awesome.
Yeah,
they're really awesome. Yeah,
I can attest to that.
I would really miss not working with those guys, but things happen and things move along. But I have to say, yeah, I'm a staple right now at Wrestle Pro, but be looking ahead because KM has a lot of surprises in mind.
Yeah. So, you got dumped by Mike Del, and it was brutal. How'd you get hooked up with Team Espana?
You know what? Team Espana, as good as they are, and they are good. I mean, these two guys are brothers, and one knows what the other's going to do. And they just didn't have that little extra. They were missing that little something that put them over. And that's where I came in. And coming out as Coach D, being Dylan Stiffwood, not giving up the persona, really helped out a lot. And again, that was Pat Buck and Kevin Matthews.
Yeah.
Those guys are just always right on the cutting edge of everything. They don't miss. And it's funny because you talk to Pat Buck, and if you can get 3 words out of him, he did pretty good. Matthews, you can't shut up. Pat Buck, you can't get 3 words out of him.
Man, it's an interesting pairing, and then you throw in Nikos Rikos. You know, how is it working with him? Because he's so good too. I mean, the whole team is awesome.
It's a lot of fun working with Nikos, because here's a young kid that really caught on real fast.
Mm-hmm.
He's powerful. He's strong. I mean, he's a physical trainer himself. He's not a certified nutritionist, but let me tell you, he's darn close. He works over at Elite Fitness,
Mm-hmm.
and Ort Man, who he works for, is a nutritionist, and those two together really got it going on. And working with Nikos is great, because when you need somebody to do a power move,
Yeah.
which is normally my thing, I just look at Nikos, I say, take it, man, it's all yours. And the kid is really good. I think you're going to see gold around his waist in the real near future. That's just a guesstimate, but it's truly what I think.
Yeah, I mean, talking about gold on the same subject, you guys won the first ever Trios Championship. You know, you were in the
Yes, we
corner. How proud of you were you for that match? You know, taking home the gold, first ever. You know,
It was awesome. It was awesome. And if you remember, it was a pretty grueling match.
yeah,
But again, it worked where Jose and Jose B together knew what they were doing, and I said to Nikos, just follow their lead, and he did, and he went in and he did that running power slam. Then the backbreaker, 1, 2, 3, over.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to say surprised, but I was pretty much surprised it went as quick as it did. And holding that gold was a nice feeling, real good feeling.
yeah. Is that something you have your sights on again? Is winning the Trios Championship, or is it going after the silver or the Wrestle Pro Championship? You know, where do you see your guys going now?
Well, the way I'm looking at it, I see Nikos. I really thought he had a shot at the silver championship.
Yeah.
And Dan Moff got that. And, Dan Moff is a beast.
Yeah, he is.
He's a beast, and he's smart, and he knows the business. He knows how to do everything, so it's not surprising. But I'm looking at Nikos going after that, and Espana and I, we're going to get that tag team championship. We want it. We want it bad. They want it bad, probably worse than I want it. And we're going to get it. So, everybody listen, it's a matter of time until Espana is wearing the gold, and it's a matter of time until Nikos is wearing the gold. And that you can put in stone.
Yeah. So, you also got to work with a past guest of ours, Nikki Adams, who I think is fantastic. Was it hard sharing, manager duties with her?
Yeah. You want to know the truth? Yeah, it was.
Okay.
It was kind of, I don't want to say a bummer, but you have to realize that things are what they are, and if it's going to be better for the talent, that's what a manager's supposed to do. And back when I was just a wrestler, that's what I would expect for someone that was working with me. Hey, you're there to put me over. And Nikki worked great with Nikos and really helped get him over. Yeah, it was a bummer, but it was okay because, again, our job is to get those guys over, either have them loved or hated. That's if we get that done, we're doing our job. That's why you'll see me take bump after bump after bump. It doesn't matter. If it's going to get the guys over, I'm going to do what I got to do.
Yeah, I mean, you're usually the victim after the match of getting in the ring. Is that part still fun for you to get in there and be the scapegoat for some of the action?
I would much rather take a huge bump than to take a shine.
Okay.
Without a doubt. I've been trying to talk them into 3 tables on fire, putting me off the balcony through the 3 tables. But Buck won't do it. He will not do it. He looks and says, you want to walk away. And how many times that, I walk away from a match, but between stitches in my face, torn labrum, having teeth knocked out, it happens.
Yeah.
The match I did back in July, a one-on-one with Joey Janela, was one of in all the years I've been wrestling, that was one of my favorite matches ever. And just doing the Canadian, what's it called? Petey Williams move.
Yeah, the Destroyer.
Thank you. There you go, senior moment. Just hitting the Canadian Destroyer was incredible. In fact, the referee actually tweeted out that was the best, most interesting match I've ever refereed. And that was a pretty good feeling. And then walking into the back and having the guys waiting for you to come through the gorilla and just start cheering was pretty awesome.
Yeah, I was at the fair that day, and you already had a match earlier in the day, and then you get in the ring with Joey Janela, and I'm like, oh my God, like this is, this might be one of the, this is a crazy matchup.
Man, it was an on the spot type of thing, and that would have been a match that we could have really promoted and really would have pulled a nice draw.
Mm-hmm.
But it was a spur of the moment thing, and I looked and said, hey, you know what? Let's rock it. And again, Joey worked the match awesome. He would slow things down. There was one point where he had me in a headlock, and I was trying to elbow out, and he brought me back down and just kind of said, come on, man, work this. And being a little bit older, it helped me get my wind.
Mm-hmm.
And the match we had fall season we had everything in that match. Yeah. And I look at that on video now, and I was just in a pair of jeans and a T-shirt, a pair of shorts and a T-shirt. And like I say, that was probably my favorite match of all time.
Yeah,
it was great.
It was brilliant, and it was an awesome match for sure. And I'm glad I was there to see it.
And I know you've probably seen the whole Joey Janela from the future gimmick. Yeah.
You even stopped him from jumping off the column.
Well, that's where he breaks it, or I break. Well, that's where we break our back.
Yeah.
And you're going to see a little bit more of that rolling around. Hopefully, in WrestleMania week out in New Orleans at Janela's Spring Break. I think something's going to happen there.
Oh, nice. Yeah, he's such a great wrestler. Does that motivate you to step your game up and be a little bit better?
100%. That takes about 20 years off of me.
Okay.
And puts me kind of back into, my 30s, where I was probably, believe it or not, in my early 30s when I was competing in bodybuilding. That was the best shape of my life.
Okay.
And those are awesome times. And working with guys like that, that's exactly what it does to you.
Yeah.
100%. Yeah, it really does. And then you walk out and the match is over, and you sit there and you kind of feel good about yourself. It's like, hey, the crowd really responded to that. And that's what makes it worth it. If a crowd is sitting there, or if, God forbid, you get the boring chant going, oh boy, that just sucks the life out of you. Luckily, I really haven't had that very often, but that's a bummer. That's a bummer. But again, you're right. Working with guys like Janela and Del and Espana and Nikos, that does it, man. And it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, so most recently, you stepped into the ring trying to glamour for a shot too for the Silver Championship. How was it getting in there?
It was, I'll tell you how it was. It was humbling.
Okay.
It kind of made me realize, you got it, you still got it, but you don't got it like these young dudes.
Okay.
And I took a kick that threw me back into the ropes by Freddie from
Beach Bums.
Beach Bums. I still tell him he ripped off my gimmick.
Okay.
I took a shot into the turnbuckle. My head snapped back. I had no clue where I was. Absolutely no clue. And they knew that. So that being said, Hose B grabbed me, kind of shook me a little bit. Jose jumped into the ring and kind of did a little bit extra to give me time to get myself refocused.
Yeah. So that was a that was a great match too that night, and that was an awesome night for Moff. We just talked about that earlier.
Yeah, he's like I say, he's a consummate professional and a great guy. I mean, a guy with that size and that persona. You watch him with like a special needs child, he starts to cry. It's incredible. It's really, really incredible. Yeah.
And you wouldn't think that, because I was there for a lot of his matches at Jersey All Pro, and he would just tear people apart. And even this past year, where him and Pat Buck just they went to war literally for a year.
Well, yeah. Did you see when they ripped the ring apart?
Yeah, they ripped the ring.
Now, everyone thinks, oh, that ring's padded. That doesn't hurt. Let me tell you something. You hit that ring and you hit that mat, all you got underneath you is 3 inches of padding, and then you have 2x4s.
Yeah.
So that'll shake your brain. And when Moss pulled that back and then did a swanton off of that and came down, oh my gosh.
Yeah, that was it was nuts. And it was kind of cool to see, Monster Mac and Homicide, guys I grew up watching, come, to Wrestle Pro.
Homicide's a great guy.
Yeah,
awesome.
He really is.
Awesome.
So, Coach, going back to what you were talking about earlier about the Ultimate Warrior, I got to see him one time live in '96 at the famous Curtain Call. What were some of your favorite Warrior matches or moments?
Oh my gosh. I'll tell you, first his promos, as everybody said, were so terrible.
Yeah.
Were just eclectic, and now people look back at them as, oh my God, look how great they were. When it comes to matches, when he came out and took out Honky Tonk Man that fast to take the title was awesome. And of course, when he broke into the test of strength against Hogan at WrestleMania, no one knew what was going to happen. Those were really special moments for me. And, Warrior and I worked on a TV pilot called Warrior University.
Okay.
And that in itself was real special. And Warrior, he would stay at my house. And it was about probably 11 or 12 days in Manhattan and throughout New Jersey of taping. And just having him there as a normal friend was pretty cool, man, because be it in the ring or out of the ring, Warrior was Warrior. And he had a lot of acquaintances, but very few friends.
Man.
So when it comes to special moments, those were real special moments, as well as I could say I am one of few who got to actually train with Warrior in his barn back at his ranch in Santa Fe, New Mexico.
Yeah.
That was another real special moment for me.
That's awesome.
Yeah, you know what? It was awesome. When I look back on it now and just kind of shake my head and, a tear comes out here and there. And, it was April 4th when we lost them.
Yeah.
And, man, it hurt. It really, really hurt.
Yeah.
But I tried to, many people have asked me, hey, are you OWN? I don't know if you've seen him, One Warrior Nation, which was a really sad ripoff of Warrior.
No.
And I just kind of look at them and say, no, most definitely not. I've heard, wow, you look like him, and I laugh because I'm, 5'7", he was 6'2".
Okay.
But it's a great feeling and a super nice thing when people say that. Makes you feel like $1 million.
Yeah, that's incredible. So, when you saw that he was going to be inducted, did you think it was going to happen so soon, or did you thought it was going to come down later in life?
Well, I'll tell you, Warrior he wasn't in the best financial position at the time, And when Paul got a hold of him and said, you know, we could bring you in and put you on a Legends contract and all, he jumped on it.
Yeah.
And I don't blame him, because he was in a real tough spot at the time.
Mm-hmm.
So it was definitely sooner than I thought it would be. And the real sad part to that was I was invited to go out there with him as his guest, myself and my wife.
Mm-hmm.
And my wife had back surgery, so we couldn't go. And I said to him, listen, Warrior, you know, Bridget had back surgery, so as much as I appreciate it, I'm not going to be able to make it. And Warrior being Warrior, don't worry about it, brother. You come out, we'll do a long weekend at the ranch, you know, you, Bridget, Dana, and the girls, and we'll go horseback riding. And I said, that would be great. And then, I mean, let's take it from, you know, induction night. We all knew something was wrong. We all knew. I knew. Just looking at him shake like that, I knew there was something wrong.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, really breaks your heart when you think about it, and how he kind of said his own eulogy.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But, excuse me, I'm sorry.
No.
But, you know, that's the whole Warrior story between he and I, from actual beginning to actual end.
Yeah, that was such a tragedy too, and I'm sorry for that, for your loss.
Yeah, well, I appreciate that. It was, it even got to the point where you were only invited to his funeral, and it was a one-day thing, and I flew out to Santa Fe, attended the funeral, got on a plane, and flew back home the same day, because I just emotionally couldn't handle being out there without him being there. It was a rough day, you know?
Yeah,
but
I hear you.
the good thing is, not many people could say they had the relationship with him that I did. So that's a good thing.
Yeah, that's an incredible friendship, and
you know, someone just said to me, and she's 100% right, a legacy lives on forever, and his legacy will live on forever. I mean, he is your great-grandchildren are going to know who the Ultimate Warrior was.
Yeah.
You know?
And they
And
keep...
it's really...
Sorry.
And I'm sorry, it was just really awesome knowing that.
Yeah, and they keep his memory alive too, because now they have the Warrior Award where they honor somebody.
Which is awesome.
Yeah, so yeah, I mean that's a testament to him, because nobody else has their own award, during a Hall of Fame,
Yeah,
at least
that's like being at the Hall of Fame every year.
Yeah,
it's like being reinducted, and it couldn't happen to a better guy.
And I like it too, because it just doesn't reach just wrestling. It's somebody that embodies the warrior spirit, like you were talking about. So
yeah, and let me tell you, I had seen situations where Warrior went out of his way to go and talk to people that may have been. We were out to dinner in Jersey. We were in Edison,
mm-hmm.
and Warrior was very. He didn't like to let people know who he was. And, he ended up, as you recall, cutting his hair and all.
Mm-hmm.
So he didn't have that. You didn't know him from the face. But he was very reluctant. And we were out, and we were in Edison, and there was a little boy, and he was in a wheelchair,
mm-hmm.
and he had on an Ultimate Warrior shirt. Now, if God wasn't saying, hey, he's here for a reason, and Warrior kind of looked at me, and there was another fellow by the name of Steve Wilt, who was Warrior's manager. Steve was from Leeds, England.
Mm-hmm.
He does a lot of work with Honky Tonk currently.
Okay.
But, he kind of looked at us, and we just kind of, nodded our head, and up and over he went. And at first, the kid really wasn't sure how to take it. Like, is this really... And, Warrior took his jacket off, and he had on a sweatshirt.
Okay.
And he yanked the sleeves up, and with the tattoos and all, and, those guns that are like the size of my legs. It was, you had to see the kid light up. It was really wild. Really, really wild.
That's
Very
incredible.
cool.
That is
And like
pretty
I
cool.
say, God did something on purpose that day.
Yeah. Yeah, it seems like that's pretty cool. I mean, that's just an awesome story for sure.
Yeah, it's the best thing of all is it's 100% true.
That's
So
amazing.
and you probably heard about what happened in University, Connecticut, with Warrior. He don't hold back.
Okay.
They ended up asking him to leave when he came out and said, "Look, if you're a queer or a lesbian, you're wrong."
Uh-huh.
And unfortunately, everybody has their own opinion to that.
Yeah.
And I keep my opinion to myself.
Mm-hmm.
But Warrior, he let his opinion be known.
Yeah.
And sometimes you have to deal with the reactions that you get.
Yeah, I remember him being very vocal during the Chris Benoit steroid scandal, and on TV. That was the first time I saw him in a while, and I was like, wow. I mean, he looked great. He looked great, and I was like, wow. He really told the truth about what he went through.
Oh yeah. I'll tell you, whether you liked him or not, what you're getting is the truth.
Mm-hmm.
And again, whether you like it or not, he's going to tell you how it was.
Yeah.
And that to him, that was, embodying a warrior. This is what it is, and whether you, how long it's going to be.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I can't say I don't try to keep a little of that myself, but I'm absolutely no fan.
Yeah. So, Coach, how did you get into bodybuilding?
You know what? I got into bodybuilding because I was very obsessive compulsive.
Mm-hmm.
So I needed a way to channel my energy into something positive.
Mm-hmm.
And as opposed to saying, okay, I'm going to go hang out, in a bar, or I'm going to go to a strip club, or I'm going to do dope or something along that way, I said, you know what? I'm going to go to the gym.
Okay.
And I'm going to work, and I'm going to get big to where people say, holy Christ, look at this guy. And that's really how I got involved. It was an obsessive compulsive situation. And again, like anything, once you start seeing positive results, you push and push and push and push. So that's really, I ended up winning the 1996 NPC Mr. New Jersey.
Oh, wow.
In 1996. And then I did some work for Shay Lowe, which was, at the time, I don't know if it's still around anymore, not Men's Fitness, but it was called Fitness for Men.
Mm-hmm.
And I did a lot of work for them, did a lot of pictures and some workout things there. Then the look got me some work with Harlequin Romance, where Harlequin Romance would, have me dress a certain way, and then they would paint that, and that would be the cover to a love novel. So, again, it was all a matter of really channeling something to the positive.
Wow, that's incredible, man. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's funny because, I look back on my life and I say, if I had half a brain and could remember yesterday, I could have wrote a book that would have been pretty interesting,
Yeah, that is pretty awesome.
Yeah, I mean, everything from the bodybuilding to the wrestling to I've been on a pro bowlers tour.
Wow.
I was recently on the cover of Meridian magazine here in Jersey.
Okay.
And there's just been so many different things. I've just been so fortunate.
Yeah, that's incredible.
And I was on Law and Order. There's a
Wow.
lot of different. Yeah, and you know what? If you believe in yourself and you try to channel everything to a positive,
Mm-hmm.
and the cup is half full, it's not half empty, good things are going to happen.
Boom.
And it's like I say with bowling. People say to me, man, you don't miss a 10-pin.
Mm-hmm.
How do you? I say, no, because I know I'm going to make it before I even get up and throw it. But if you have that little bit of skepticism, you know what? You just went down to like a 60-40.
Uh-huh.
So why bother? Stay positive.
Yeah, I love that attitude. That's awesome.
Yeah, but you know what? If you're any other way, I'd hate to live your life.
Yeah.
Because it would really be a bummer.
So,
And you try to, and I'm really fortunate, but I try to surround myself with people that are more positive than I am. that are smarter, that are stronger, that are, just levels ahead of me. And it helps. It really does.
Yeah, so Coach, talk about what's happening with Impact.
Okay. Well, as you all know, Impact Wrestling and GFW kind of combined, and then there were some situations going on.
Mm-hmm.
KN, who is, let's say, KN Falaba, who is a wonderful guy.
Yeah.
Mario Bocara.
Mm-hmm.
They have some pretty strong staying power over there. And I was fortunate enough to get a little bit and get a little piece of that. And people will see that in the future. And, I was really, really fortunate there. And again, that comes down to staying around people that know more than you do, that are a little bit more advanced than you are.
Mm-hmm.
And, God gave you two eyes and one mouth, so you listen and talk half as much as you watch. So I watch, and then if I have a chance, I'm going to say something to try to, see if I could get a little bit of the action. And I was very fortunate.
Wow, that's absolutely incredible. I can't wait to see that.
Yeah, that should be coming up pretty soon. And I'd love to tell you more on that, but I'm not at liberty really to say anything else because I don't want to take out any storylines that are in the works. Do let me say America's Top Team, for people that watch Impact, one word, awesome.
Yeah. So, Coach, where can people get you on social media if they want to connect with you?
They can get me on Facebook. On Facebook, I'm listed under Ace Lane, ACELANE. I am also on Instagram at Dylan Stiffwood, as well as on Twitter with Dylan _ Stiffwood. Feel free to reach out to me anytime. Facebook is probably best for me.
Okay.
And again, it's under Ace, ACELANE, Ace Lane, and you'll see right there, Dylan Stiffwood, a.k.a. Coach D.
Oh, awesome. And everybody, I implore you to go check that out. You can see him at WrestlePro. For me, I'm Andrew. We are Wrestling IQ 101 on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And Coach, thank you so much for taking the time out and talking with us. And we'll see you soon.
Andrew, my pleasure. And like I say, in my mind, you guys are the best out there. So everybody, you can hunt around. You're not going to find anything better. Stick to the best.
No, we truly appreciate that. Oh, thank you, Coach.
Andrew, I appreciate it. I hope to see everybody at the next WrestlePro match.
Yeah,
Feel free to come up and say hello.
Oh, well, we'll do.
I may be a rotten bastard in the ring, but I'm not a bad guy.
Okay. Well,
all right, Andrew, you take care, and I will talk to you guys soon.
All right, yeah, Coach, be well.
You have just listened to the Wrestling IQ 101 podcast, powered by B Plus Player Radio.